All of a sudden, the next thing I know, Taz was ahead of me, and my foot slipped out from under me. I almost immediately knew that I was in trouble because I couldn't stop. And I was moving fast at that point. And then the last 20 feet were an overhang. Free fall. I definitely had time to see my life kind of spin through my head and think about maybe I wasn't gonna see another day. And then boom. Oh my God, I'm still alive. I didn't know what I had done to myself, but I knew I had hurt myself pretty bad.
It's a horrendous fall. The impact has shattered Danelle's pelvis into pieces, leaving her skeleton severed in two. There's nothing but soft tissue connecting her legs to the rest of her body. Super athlete Danelle goes into survival mode.
Somehow my brain didn't allow itself to think too deeply about what had happened.
Despite her terrible injuries, Danelle's endurance training kicks in, and she's determined to keep moving.
So what I did was I took my right hand and put it on my right leg, and my left hand and put it on my left leg, and I could feel my legs. And so I knew that I wasn't paralyzed. And my next reaction was, I gotta get out of this canyon. I gotta get back to my truck, and I gotta get home, or I gotta get to the hospital.
Incredibly, despite her shattered pelvis, the endurance athlete tries to stand up and run out of the canyon. But with her skeleton effectively in two, Danelle's legs cannot support her body. Unable to walk or run, she's facing her worst nightmare. Her legs useless, she's alone on a ledge, separated from her dog, Taz. Danelle is stranded in 1,000 square miles of barren, uninhabited wilderness.
I knew that I needed to get out of that canyon. The temperatures were cold, and it was the middle of winter, but I couldn't stand up, I couldn't walk. So I just started dragging myself.
With her skeleton broken in two, shattered at the pelvis, Danelle is critically injured. Most people would be in agony, but super-fit athlete Danelle is experiencing an enormous adrenaline surge, masking the pain. But the problem for Danelle now is which direction to go. She's no idea if there's a safe way down from the ledge. Taz comes to Danelle's rescue.
Taz, there you are.
Taz has found her way back through the canyon to reach her. She is no longer alone, but Taz's appearance brings more than comfort.
Since he had gotten to where I landed, I knew that there was a route out. So I used him as my guide and kind of dragged myself where he went, along the shelf, and then back down to the bottom of the canyon.
With incredible determination, Danelle follows Taz to the bottom of the canyon and now plans to pull herself back to her truck. But as the adrenaline surge wears off, the pain is starting to take a hold.
The take all my energy to sort of drag myself an inch. And then the pain would be so bad I would have to regroup and try it again.
Time is working against Danelle. She knows the dangers of this remote wilderness, and that if she doesn't reach safety by nightfall, the sub-zero temperatures could kill her. With her energy slipping away, Danelle remembers her waist pack.
I didn't know what was in that waist pack because I didn't check before I left. And in one of them was a little gel pack, sugar pack, that endurance athletes often bring with them to help provide energy for running.
Eating the gel provides Danelle with a much-needed boost, as well as a moment to reflect on the colossal task she's taking on. But her progress is excruciatingly slow.
At one point, I looked back at my tracks, and I could just see where I dragged myself through this canyon. It took me probably 2.5 hours just to get to the bottom, dragging myself inch by inch. The canyon that took me maybe 2 or 3 minutes to walk up.
The only comfort Danelle has is her dog's constant companionship.
Taz was with me this whole time. I think he probably realized that I was injured. I think he was kind of wondering why I was going so slow.
As the winter sun sets, the temperature is dropping below freezing. Daylight is fading fast, and with it, any chances of getting out of the canyon before nightfall.